The Ouija, also known as a spirit board or talking board, is a flat board marked with the letters of the alphabet, the numbers 09, the words yes, no, hello, occasionally, and goodbye, along with various symbols and graphics. It uses a small heart-shaped piece of wood or plastic called a planchette. Participants place their fingers on the planchette, and it is moved about the board to spell out words. Ouija was formerly a trademark belonging to Parker Brothers, and has subsequently become a trademark of Hasbro, Inc. in the United States, but is often used generically to refer to any talking board. According to Hasbro, players take turns asking questions and then wait to see what the planchette spells out for them. It is recommended for players over the age of 8. Following its commercial introduction by businessman Ouija Board on July 1, 1890, the Ouija board was regarded as a parlor game unrelated to the occult until American spiritualist Pearl Curran popularized its use as a divining tool during World War I. Spiritualists claimed that the dead were able to contact the living and reportedly used a talking board very similar to a modern Ouija board at their camps in Ohio in 1886 to ostensibly enable faster communication with spirits. Paranormal and supernatural beliefs associated with Ouija have been harshly criticized by the scientific community, since they are characterized as pseudoscience. The action of the board can be parsimoniously explained by unconscious movements of those controlling the pointer, a psychophysiological phenomenon known as the ideomotor effect. Here are some real-life incidents. I was about 12 or 13 spending the night at a friend's house, goofing around with the Ouija board with him and his sister. We were getting all sorts of gibberish plus words spelled out, just kind of scaring ourselves for fun, not taking it very seriously. Then we got the message, I can see you through the window, and then I can see you through his eyes, or something like that. There was just a small window in the basement room where we were, and just the backyard and woods past the driveway visible through that window. We asked it more questions and it said I'm under the car, so we somehow got up the nerve to go out with a flashlight and peer under the car, where we saw a huge black stray cat hissing. We ran inside freaking out, and at that exact moment, the power failed and all the lights in the house went out. We just about actually shit ourselves. Few minutes later, the power came back, and we sat up until dawn that night scared and never played with the board again. A mysterious death. My two best friends, M and L for this story, and I played the Ouija board at M's house. It was going fine until M asked the spirit how it had died and it said murder. She asked how it had been murdered and it said not I. It gave its name as something older that I can no longer remember and gave us a date in the 1800s. It started to get heavy. The whole room felt different, and the little thing on the board was ripped out of our hands and went across the room. We stopped playing immediately after that. M's mom died of cancer a week later. Very suddenly, nobody knew. Probably a coincidence, but L's mom was hospitalized for a serious drinking problem not long after that, and then mine had an emergency hysterectomy the same week. I have since then experienced things that I don't think I would have without this experience. Voices, a dark shadow, footsteps. I wonder if I'm haunted sometimes still, and it's been 9 years. Our good friend Roger. I was over at a friend's house back in the early 90s. I believe I was in 9th grade at the time. There were 4 of us, myself and 3 other girls. They kept asking me if I wanted to play with the Ouija board because they've been talking to some dude on it named Roger. I was totally skeptical at first. I wasn't buying it. Totally thought they were moving the planchette, until I asked the board a question that only I knew. We had just got our grades from school back that day and I asked it what I got in science. I remember this clearly, and I know my friends did not know the answer. The board spelled out my grade. Of course, that piqued my interest, so I started asking it more questions. I can't really recall the details of that night other than the board kept calling one of my friends a bitch. It hated her. It liked me. His name was Roger and he was stabbed to death. At one point I was the only one controlling the board and asking questions. It worked. The freakiest thing that's ever happened to me. I'm not super spiritual, have never seen anything else paranormal related, and feel that I'm a very rational person. All I know is something supernatural was controlling that board without a doubt. True or not, these stories really does make our mind wonder. What if it is real?